Today I'm going to recap the 98th Academy Awards and give some of my thoughts, starting with the awards themselves. So first, with supporting actress, my prediction didn't align with Gold Derby. I went ahead and predicted Wunmi Mosaku, but this ended up being incorrect. The Gold Derby was right, and Amy Madigan took home the award after giving a good speech. The K-pop Demon Hunters Best Animated Feature win was, although predictable, a nice moment, and Best Animated Short To the Girl Who Cried Pearls was a surprise, as the odds were pointing to Butterfly. Best Costume and Best Hair and Makeup went to Frankenstein as predicted, but the inaugural Best Casting Award was a surprise, and given to Cassandra Koulakundis for One Battle After Another. I think this is definitely deserved due to the casting of Chase Infinity and how good she is in that movie, and I thought it was funny how Cassandra in her speech said to PTA, "I have one before you." Now, Best Live Action Short Film was kind of exciting due to a tie between two people exchanging saliva and The Singers. This was pretty cool and makes sense because both of those shorts were really good, and those were my two favorites in the category. For Best Supporting Actor, there is no surprise, but it was great to see Kieran Culkin. I missed Succession. PTA won his first ever Oscar for Best Adapted Screenplay. The room was so happy for him, and everyone was ecstatic for Ryan Coogler winning Best Original Screenplay. Coogler had all of the Sinners cast and crew stand up, and I thought what he said about his kids was so sweet. And both screenplay winners both talked about their kids in their speeches, so there was some alignment there. The next three awards were predicted, and then Mr. Nobody Against Putin winning Best Documentary was a surprise, as The Perfect Neighbor had the best odds. I also thought Perfect Neighbor would win as it's widely available on Netflix and was talked about a lot, but I think the Mr. Nobody win makes sense due to what that documentary is trying to say, and a good acceptance speech was given as well. Score was predictably given to Sinners, and sound was predictably given to F1. And I liked how Gwendolyn Yates-Whittle shouted out seeing movies in theaters while accepting the award for Best Sound. The One Battle After Another editing win for Andy Jurgensen was predicted, and Michael Bauman was also predicted to win cinematography. However, Autumn Durald Arkapaw took this in a surprise win for Sinners, and she's the first woman to ever win the Best Cinematography award. Sentimental Value took Best International, and then when the Best Original Song category was starting, they played part of Train Dreams from Train Dreams, and I couldn't believe that those were the actual lyrics, so that was pretty funny. When Golden won and they cut off somebody while he was accepting the award, I thought that was rude and tasteless, especially during one of the most culturally relevant moments of the night. PTA gave another great speech during his Best Director win, saying, "You make a guy work hard for one of these," and Michael B. Jordan gave an emotional speech for his Best Actor win. Watching this part of the ceremony, it really just made me think again how this category was incredibly stacked, and in the moments before they announced it, I was still hoping for a Chalamet win, but it just wasn't meant to be. In my other Oscar video, I praised Ethan Hawke's performance, but I also definitely would have been happy with a DiCaprio win. It was just a really impressive category this year. For lead actress, I think the clips for Buckley and Byrne were well chosen, and I liked Buckley's speech as well. When One Battle After Another won Best Picture, I liked PTA's speech and its spirit of love for movies. I enjoyed Conan's pre-recorded bits. The cold open was fun and felt celebratory of the movies. I liked the Jane Lynch flashlight joke and the Casablanca bit. Sterling K. Brown was hilarious. I liked the ending bit and Odd Fat 2. I liked some of the presenter bits, specifically ones with crowd interaction, like the Bridesmaids reunion interacting with Stellan Skarsgård, which also got this Benicio del Toro reaction shot, and I liked Channing Tatum's reaction shot from earlier in the night. To shout out a couple lines that I really liked Kumail Nanjiani saying "some of that jazz," and Maya Rudolph's delivery on "counting my money." Quickly about the musical performances, I thought the I Lied to You performance was really good, and the Golden performance felt less electric, less cohesive, but the glow sticks were so cute for everyone to have. I'll talk about my favorite looks of the night. If you don't care about this, just skip ahead to my final takeaways. My favorite looks of the night, loosely ranked, were worn by Tiana Taylor, Rose Byrne, Autumn Durald Arkapaw, and Chase Infinity, followed by Elle Fanning and Mia Goth, even though they were kind of giving wedding dress. And some honorable mentions are Barbie Ferreira and Marlee Matlin. Rose Byrne's dress was similar to Anne Hathaway's, but I liked Byrne's more. It felt more simple but effective and gorgeous, and I liked how the colors worked together. Now for some final takeaways. The awards were largely predictable, but I liked that there were still a few surprises like Sinners for cinematography and the live-action short film tie. There have only been 7 ties in Oscar history, and the last one was in 2012 for sound editing between Skyfall and Zero Dark 30. I liked whenever they had directors voice over montages of their movies. It was nice to hear them talk about their films, but I wish that they showed the actor and actresses' reactions to their acting clips. Overall, I enjoyed watching the ceremony, and I think in some cases seeing all of the nominees beforehand enhanced my experience. But I think even if I had only seen the big players, the show still would have been enjoyable. Mostly, I really hope that the ceremony is earlier in the year in 2027. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.